Hello there you guys, welcome to another one of my live videos, and today I'm just going to be officially updating you on some more current and latest news and all this. So if you do consider drop your likes on the video, and if you do consider subscribe as always guys, as I said, so lots to negotiate about today on this video. As I currently said, there's lots and lots to talk about today on this video, so as I did say, drop your likes, and if you do consider subscribe as always. So Manchester United, as we all know, as you did see my preview earlier on, I did it, with the Tottenham Arsenal preview as well. So I'm going to give you my Manchester United versus Southampton prediction. As I said, my correct score prediction. You know what score I think it'll be and all that. As I said, so Man United go against Southampton at 3 o'clock. It's 3 o'clock kick-off Saturday at Old Trafford. As we all currently know, we do currently know that this season Manchester United, of course, are going for the top four this season, as we all know, and of course we do look to progress in the FA Cup. So basically, that is our objective this season. From Southampton's perspective, of course, they're obviously trying to avoid relegation, as I said, so they are fighting at Southampton are fighting relegation this season, as I said. Obviously only not too long ago, they recommended Ralph Hasenhüttl to come in to their club, because they recently just the sacked Mark Hughes, was it last year, back in December as well. But so far I think Ralph Hasenhüttl has managed 13 games in the Premier League. I think he has won 5 of them, I think he's drawn 3 of them, and I do think he's lost 5 of them or something like that as well. Actually, Southampton had got him from RP Leipzig. But as I did say, I do think it's going to be a comfortable Manchester United win, to be quite honest with you. Of course, in recent seasons at Old Trafford especially, we haven't been very, very good against Southampton. We do know that the last 2 games between Manchester United and Southampton have been draws. We know the one earlier on this season was 2-2. It was 0-0 at Old Trafford last season. Well, actually, in the last 4 games, there has been 3 draws and 1 Manchester United win. As I said, we have only beaten Southampton once at Old Trafford, since Ferguson retired, and that was obviously, back in 2013. So recently, we haven't had a good record against Southampton at Old Trafford, as I clearly said. But of course, they're fighting relegation this season. Of course, they've got a couple of injuries as well. They did get back. They did get back to winning ways midweek against Fulham. They did beat Fulham by 2-0. Did Southampton as well. But I do think Manchester United are going to win this game. As I said, probably Ole Gunnar Solskjaer will probably make alterations in this game against Southampton as well. Somewhere along the line, he'll probably maybe play a similar sort of lineup, but I do think he could drop maybe Fred in this game against Southampton, quite honestly, because we do know that is he a long-term solution. Fred, to be quite honest with you, he has lots game time, since we got him last summer from Shakhtar Donetsk, as I said. So easy a long-term solution. I heard that he wasn't that good against Crystal Palace yesterday night. Could Manchester United who's the other player could Manchester United drop as well? We could drop Fred for Southampton. We could drop Alexis Sanchez for Southampton as well, because he's another player, that's failed to impress Manchester United. Alexis Sanchez, he's been here just over a year. We know he's had a couple of injuries and all that, but he has lacked goals as Alexis Sanchez. And Solskjaer was saying that he'd lost faith in him. He'd lost trustworthy in Alexis Sanchez. Solskjaer, was currently saying, and did say quite a while back, he did say, he's confident, Solskjaer, that Sanchez's form will improve as a Manchester United player. Of course, he's aging up now. He's 30. We know what he's capable of. He's a talented player, when he wants to, because he did prove this at Arsenal. He has been in the Premier League a number of years now. And of course, he's on over £500,000 a week. And we do basically, want to see the best of him. We know potentially he hasn't been a number 1 choice, Alexis Sanchez, as we all currently know. But due to the injuries, we've got now, he could be, given a bit more opportunities, could Sanchez as well. But he's definitely lacked goals, as I said. But going into this Southampton game, as I said, I do think it'll be a similar lineup. But obviously, we have got a lot of injuries, as we all currently know. I do think Anthony Martial, to be quite honest with you, he's not. I think he's close to regaining full fitness. Is Anthony Martial, because this season, he's been playing very, very well on that left hand side. As Anthony Martial, as I said. He's been creating that width very, very well. He's been scoring, he's been providing them. As I said, he's grown, developed and flourished, fantastically well. And we know mainly he has been first choice, when he has been fully fit. He has got a groin injury, as Anthony Martial as well. But could he possibly, feature in this Southampton game? Could he make the bench, if it's possible, Anthony Martial? Because it did say, I think he is close now to full fitness, is Anthony Martial, to be quite honest with you. But yeah, I've been very, very impressed with his performances. We know basically Jesse Lingard, of course, is injured as well. We don't know how long he's out for, because he's obviously got a hamstring injury as Jesse Lingard, and he's looked very, very good on that right hand side as Jesse Lingard. He's been scoring, providing, risen up the Manchester United youth system fantastically well, and he's still got a lot of years ahead of him as Jesse Lingard, but we don't know how long he's out for. Of course, it's good news that Rashford has now recovered from injury as well, so it's likely that Marcus Rashford of course will be playing against Southampton on Saturday, because he has recovered from that minor ankle injury. He currently suffered. He came on as he came off the bench against Crystal Palace as well. But it's good news, because Rashford is a big impact, in that central position. We know since Solskjaer took the reins at Old Trafford, we know mainly Rashford has been first choice over Romelu Lukaku, as we all know. Because as I did say, what Rashford can offer up front, Lukaku cannot do this. It was good to see Lukaku make a fantastic impact. Solskjaer had given Solskjaer had praised, the impact, Lukaku had made, scoring two fantastic goals, which was very, very good to see. But we do know that Lukaku's slow. His first touch, really, really concerns us, as I said, but he's still overall got a very, very good pedigree in the Premier League, because he has scored loads and loads of goals in the Premier League as Romelu Lukaku, during his days with Everton, with Chelsea and West Brom and all that. And he scored 27 goals in all competitions in his first season with Manchester United, of course, and he has still got a lot of years ahead of him, but I think he has lost his place in that starting 11, as I currently said. Could be still given a bit more opportunities now. He may decide, Solskjaer against Southampton, to play Lukaku alongside Rashford, as I currently said. But in relation, to Marcus Rashford, I think, his progression as a Manchester United player is looking very, very good. He's growing, he's developing, he's flourishing fantastically well. I think, there was breakthrough negotiations that Manchester United are going to agree him a new 6-year deal. This would take him under contract till 2025. This would take him to the age of 27 as well, because he is 21 now, and I think we're going to give him a massive wage increase. I think he's set to earn wages of around £200,000 a week or something like that. So somewhere along the line, he'll get the similar sort of wages, to what currently Martial's currently receiving as well. His current deal still ends in 2020, with an option of a further year as well. But since Solskjaer's come, he's been playing more of a key role. He's looking very, very effective centrally. His goal scoring form's improved. His finishing's improved as well. So I do think he has got that end product as Marcus Rashford as well. So it's good news. He's going to be likely to feature against Southampton as well, which is very, very good news indeed. He's going to feature against Southampton as well, which is very, very good news indeed. Still a lot of Manchester United fans do feel as though that Lukaku is finished at the club, because there has been narratives going on in the media that Man United could consider selling Lukaku in the summer, maybe, to free some funds up. There has been talks that Man United could sell Sanchez and Romelu Lukaku, possibly to fund the move for the likes of Jadon Sancho and all that. If Manchester United do decide to sanction Lukaku off in the summer, I don't think we'll recoup the initial £75 million we paid for him, as I currently said. But if Man United are to sanction Romelu Lukaku off, he has indicated as Lukaku from his own perspective he does want to join Juventus. If Manchester United, of course, do decide to sell Lukaku, Manchester United well could sell Sanchez in the summer as well. Bev, what are you doing? In relation, I do think Manchester United, could sell Sanchez in the summer as well, but his wages could be a problem in that, because he is on over £500,000 as week as well. Of course, we have got injuries in that midfield, as we all currently know. We do know that Ander Herrera, of course, is injured with a hamstring injury, and we hope that his injury is not too severe. Ander Herrera, because he's been playing a big part in the team. Since Solskjaer's coming, he's been pulling the strings off very, very well in the midfield, and we know mainly Solskjaer's midfield trio has been Herrera, Match and Pogba, because, you know, they have looked very, very effective indeed. And Herrera's performances have been very, very good. You know, he's showing that determination to get forward. Good ball playing midfielder, as I said. You know, his passing's improved as well, and his distribution's improved as under Herrera's, and he's playing more regularly from the start, and he's playing a bigger part in the team. So we do hope that his hamstring injury is not too severe, and hopefully somewhere along the line, you know, we can come to an agreement of getting him a new contract, because Man United have been in talks of getting him a new contract as well. In relation to Juan Mata as well, he's got a hamstring injury as well. I hope his injury is not too severe, even though since Solskjaer's coming, he hasn't mainly been first choice, because we know mainly Jesse Lingard, of course, since Solskjaer's coming, has mainly been first choice over him. But Juan Mata is 30, as I did currently say, you know, he has lost that yard of pace as Juan Mata, but he still can be a very, very consistent player, and he's proved this over the years he's been at Manchester United. Of course, you know, he's won a lot of trophies, you know, since he's become a player in the Premier League, and he has been in the Premier League, you know, a lot of years now. This was including his 3 years, you know, he had with Chelsea. This is his 5th season now, he's with Manchester United as well. Of course, we've been in talks of getting him a new 1-year extension on his contract as well. Obviously, we're not willing to offer him a long-term contract, considering that he is age 30 as well. So we still hope, you know, that his injury is not too severe as well. We do know that the Nemanja Matic, of course, is out. We do know how long he's out for. He's out for a couple of weeks, as we all currently know. I think somewhere along the lines we are hopeful that, you know, Nemanja Matic can be back for the PSG game, because of course Paul Pogba is suspended for the PSG game, as we all know. But Matic, to be fair, we do have strong reservations about him. He's very, very slow, just like Romelu Lukaku, who's very, very slow up front as well. But as I did currently say, you know, Nemanja Matic he's really, really improved since Solskjaer's coming here. He's been playing regular. You know, he's been he's been playing an instrumental role in that midfield, and he's looked good in that midfield. And we know he's aging up now, as I did identify. We need a centre defensive mid that's fast and tenacious. Matic is very, very slow, as I said, and he's very static. But I think his distribution's improved since Solskjaer's coming. He's looking more effective in his passing, and, you know, he's getting more involved, which is very, very good as well. But now, due to the players we've got injured in that midfield, this will allow more opportunities for the likes of Fred, you know, Scott McTominay, who's been playing in the last couple of games, and also to Andres Pereira as well. So it will allow more opportunities, you know, for them players, as I said. But as Ole Gunnar Solskjaer did confirm when he come into the club, regardless of the injuries, he was going to give everybody the chance, as I said, including the young players, you know, the fringe players. And it's good to see, you know, that he's not reluctant, you know, to give the young players a chance, you know, which is a lot of positivity as well. But now with the injuries we've got in the midfield, it will give opportunities for the likes of Andres Pereira, Scott McTominay, and you know, Fred and all that as well. In relation to Andres Pereira, he does have strong reservations about his game time, but now we've got these injuries, I do think, you know, he'll get opportunities, you know, with Andres Pereira. Solskjaer was in negotiations with Andres Pereira about getting him a new long-term contract at Manchester United. Well, he's been in discussions about his future at the club, because obviously he graduated from the Man United youth system. Of course, he had 2 loan spells in La Liga, you know, with Granada and Valencia, and obviously he was first choice there. He was playing he was playing first team football, you know, week in, week out, you know, Granada and Valencia. But he has found game time very, very hard at Manchester United, you know, to be quite honest with you, as we all currently know, Andres Pereira. But Solskjaer is keen on getting him a new long-term contract at Manchester United, as we all currently know as well. Scott McTominay, you know, has been impressive in the last 2 games, you know, he's been playing as well, and he'll definitely, you know, be given more opportunities. And Solskjaer's recommended a few young players as well. We know that Chong, who made his senior debut against Reading, he recommended him. Mason Greenwood, who's been very, very impressive for the reserves, but of course he's injured at the moment as well. It was good to see young James Garner as well make his debut yesterday for Manchester United as well. So it is good to see, you know, that Solskjaer is giving the young players the chance, as I said. Of course, Manchester United, of course, we still, I think Rojo's just recovered from injury as well as Marcus Rojo, and he's enjoyed a difficult time at Manchester United, you know, because he's had a lot of injuries. He's struggled with his fitness regime, as I said, he's been out injured for quite a long time as Marcus Rojo, but I think he has returned back from injury now, Marcus Rojo. Of course, Chris Smalling, he's been mainly Solskjaer's first choice, you know, alongside Lindelof, you know, since he's come back from injury. Chris Smalling, to be quite fair, you know, he has been very, very impressive, you know, alongside Lindelof in that centre-back position, because I think Lindelof's really, really improved. I think this season's showing that determination, you know, he can play out from the back. Victor Lindelof is getting more involved, as I said, and I think he's putting really good defensive displays out as well as Victor Lindelof, so he's doing really, really well this season. Chris Smalling, who's obviously been one of the longest servants here at Manchester United, of course, this is his 9th season now at Manchester United, of course, he's won everything here as well. As I did say, I would probably prefer Bay and Lindelof as a centre-back partnership, but mainly, as most recent, since Smalling's come back from injury, you know, Solskjaer has preferred Smalling alongside Lindelof. And to be quite fair, Smalling has played very, very well. He's been showing good defensive performances as well. Bailly's still got great potential. Now, I know he's been in and out of the team this season, as I said. But I think, to be quite fair, in the recent games, Solskjaer's been playing Smalling alongside Lindelof. I think they're building a relationship together. They're blending fantastically well indeed. We do know as well, Valencia is currently injured. He's out for a couple of weeks as well. I think he's obviously one of the likely players that will depart Manchester United in the summer, because he has had one or two injuries at least this season as well, and he's out now for a couple of weeks. Is Antonio Valencia, of course, again, one of the longest serving players here at Manchester United. Has been here since 2009. This is his 10th season now in the post. Of course, he's won everything here as well. There was strong speculation that actually West Ham were interested in Antonio Valencia as well, throughout the course of the January window, but they may plan to get Valencia in the summer, and it's unlikely Manchester United are going to come to an agreement on getting Valencia a new contract as well. But we know mainly Ashley Young, of course, has been our first choice right back, as I said. Well, when he was young, he was mainly right winger, but obviously, we mainly, play Ashley Young now as a right back as most recent. Now and again, we have rotated him and played him, on the left-hand side. Ashley Young, as I said, he's been here a good, 7-8 years now. Obviously, we've activated a 1-year extension on his contract as well. We do know that Phil Jones is currently unwell, so obviously he's still unavailable at the moment as well. So considering, we have got a string of injuries, as we all know, Darmian, of course, is still out as well for Manchester United. I think he's one of the likely players, that could leave Manchester United in the summer as well, because he's enjoyed a very, very difficult time as a Manchester United player, as Matteo Darmian as well, and he's currently injured now. So considering, that we have got a lot of injuries, we didn't invest in a January transfer window because we didn't get any signings in the January transfer window. We are doing really, really well indeed, as I said. If you have been hearing today as well in relation to David De Gea, there has been a lot of reports coming out about David De Gea, that reportedly there has been reports saying that he could leave the club if Manchester United are unwilling to make him the club's highest paid player, the club's best paid player alongside Sanchez. So reportedly, I think De Gea's, in terms of wages and that, he's demanding that he wants around £400,000 a week. But what I think De Gea's trying to say is he wants the similar sort of wages, to what currently Alexis Sanchez is receiving, so it can make him the club's best paid player alongside Alexis Sanchez. Reports are saying that Manchester United are not willing to meet, and Ed Woodward and Manchester United are not willing to meet, what currently David De Gea is demanding reportedly. I think Man United are willing to give him a £350,000 a week, new contract, but I think De Gea somewhere along the line, and his agent, I think they're demanding that they want around 375,000 is it, or £400,000 a week, or something like that as well. But if Manchester United are not willing to meet what he demands, as I said, he could leave. But De Gea has said from his own perspective, he's fully committed to the club. He's happy at the club, and he said he will sign a new, Manchester United contract. As long as Man United are willing to meet, what David De Gea is demanding as well. He's obviously had discussions with his agent George Mendes about it, as well as David De Gea. But we do know he's the best goalkeeper in the world now. He's made 100 clean sheets now in the Premier League as well, and he's been here a number of years now. Of course, he's won everything here in English football. He's made over 300 odd appearances in all competitions. He's won the club's Player of the Year, as well. 4 out of 5 seasons is it. He's won the Smack Busby Player of the Year quite a few times as well, and he has been here, of course, since the Alex Ferguson era as David De Gea. Last year, Manchester United, of course, activated a 12-month extension on his current contract term as well. But we are hopeful that somewhere along the line that Manchester United can get him to a new long-term contract. When I think he's set to sign a new 5-year deal, as it did say. Reports were coming out a while back saying that Man United were willing to offer him a wage package of 90 million or something like that over 5 years. There was talks about that going on as well. But for me, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, as I said, for me, is the right man for Manchester United. As I said, a lot of pundits, have said it. A lot of ex-footballers have said it as well. That Solskjaer is the right man for Manchester United. And I do believe, he can elevate this team forward. He can get us in that commanding position, where we do currently want to be. He can get us in that commanding position. And I think, if we can get some new additions into the club in the summer, that can get us back to being a competitive, elite-level football club and get us up there challenging. If we can get some new additions into the club in the summer, because we are lacking in areas, and if we do strengthen them positions up, I do think, Manchester United can definitely, be title contenders, for next season, without a shadow of a doubt. And of course, obviously Solskjaer is inheriting, 11 of Jose Mourinho's players, and look, he's rejuvenated them fantastically well. There's still some players here from Van Gaal, there's still some players here from Alex Ferguson, as I currently said as well. Reports do say Manchester United are going to get a spending spree in the summer of around £200 million. We are still looking to hire a director of football to come in as well, as we all currently know. But for me, Solskjaer's the right man for Manchester United. Of course, he's made history. He's now history as well, and he knows the club inside out. There's Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. He knows the culture of the club. He knows the chaplains of the club, and I think his managerial style suits the club, without a shadow of a doubt. And he suits the chaplains of the club. There's Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. He hasn't really proven himself in terms of silverware yet. As a manager, as I said, he did win 2 Norwegian titles with Mould in his 2 managerial spells with Mould, and on all that, and he won a couple of trophies in the Manchester United reserve team as well, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. But I think that will come in the future, as I currently said. But he was a great player under Alex Ferguson. He flourished under Alex Ferguson for 11 great years, won a lot of trophies, scored a lot of goals as well. Did Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, as I said, in the process. Scored a lot of goals as well. Did Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, but as I say, he is following Alex Ferguson's philosophy. Is Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, and he does knows what he's doing. It's good to see that he's giving the young players the chance, the fringe players the chance as well. And he did say when he came into this club, he was going to get the players to express themselves and get them enjoying playing football again. And this is what exactly Ole Gunnar Solskjaer has done. And as I did basically say, it'll only cost us an additional fee of only £7-8 million, to give him the job on a full-time basis. Because initially we've paid Mould at the moment just 1.8 million, to get him on a temporary basis. But I think, Manchester United are confident that he can take this team forward. He can elevate this team to the higher level. So I do think now he's the favoured to get the job on a full-time basis at Manchester United, based on his progression. Manchester United, of course, have won 12 out of 15 in all competitions. As I said, we've won 8 away from home in all competitions as well. 9 in the league. We've scored 33 goals now in the process as well, which is very good. Indeed, so Solskjaer has done an absolutely fantastic job. I do think he's being praised by Ed Woodward as well, but we are still aware that investment is definitely needed into Manchester United, of course, because as I did say, we do expect departures in the summer as well. So hopefully, we can address these contract renewals. Hopefully, we can come to an agreement getting David De Gea a new deal, Herrera a new deal, getting Rashford this new 6-year deal as well. So hopefully, we can get them new deals. Hopefully, somewhere along the line, we can come to an agreement of getting Andres Pereira a new deal at Manchester United as well. So he will make a couple of changes while going to Solskjaer going into this Southampton game. He only made 3 changes going into the Crystal Palace game as well. He went with the same defensive line, but obviously he made rotations in midfield. He made alterations. He gave Fred the chance. Wasn't really impressive, I heard. Obviously, he was playing alongside Scott McTominay. Scott McTominay played very well against Palace. I think he was providing very good passes. He was playing between the lines very well. Was McTominay in the Crystal Palace game. So he basically, the lineup he went with a 4-2-3-1, as we all know. He went with De Gea in net, Young, Smalling, Lindelof as a centre-back partnership. Luke Shaw. We saw the 2 holding midfielders of Fred McTominay, the 3 attacking mids. You saw Alex Sanchez on the left. Of course, you saw Pogba in the number 10, where I think he looks very effective in that number 10 because he gives good service to the front men. There's Paul Pogba plays and delicate passes through. He can provide in that position. He can score goals from that position as well. And Paul Pogba's definitely, been one of our most influential players, since Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's come in. So he played very well. We saw Diego Dalot on the right hand side as well. It was good to see him get a chance. He's initially a right back, but obviously he was playing a more of attacker position. He was playing on that right wing. Was Diego Dalot. As I said, he's only 19 years of age, and obviously Lukaku was up top. But Lukaku had a really good game, as I said. Scoring 2 fantastic goals. The first goal was good. Great work from Luke Shaw. I think he did beat 4 Crystal Palace players, but good to see Luke Shaw get an assist as well. Lukaku scoring, Lukaku getting the second, Lindelof getting assist for the second, and Ashley Young surprisingly getting his name on the score sheet as well, scoring the third goal, as I said, and Paul Pogba got the assist for Ashley Young's third goal as well. And considering that Palace were in a good run of form, as recent as well, so it was a good victory for Manchester United. Considering the injuries we had as well. But for me, Solskjaer's got this team playing in the right vein, the right manner, and you can tell the difference. You can see the vast improvements in the team because with the front men are interchanging closer together. Pogba's getting the freedom, to express himself. As I said, we're getting full-backs high up the pitch as well. We've got good ball playing midfielders as well. And he does like the attacking philosophy, does Solskjaer, and he also likes the width as well. But definitely he should get the job as Manchester United manager on a full-time basis because Solskjaer is getting the best out of these players, getting nearly 100% of them or 100% of them, every game as well. So for me, he is the right man for Manchester United, as I currently said. And he has brought the glory days back to Manchester United, and you can see that the fear factor is back, and Solskjaer has brought that quite, to be honest with you. But yeah, Southampton on Saturday, as I said, my score predictions for that is 3-0 to Manchester United because Southampton are in a bad run of form. They have been in the Premier League quite a lot of years now, but they are fighting relegation this season, as we all know. I've just heard news as well that reportedly Claudio Ranieri has just been sacked from Fulham as well. Fulham sacked a manager early on this season. Was it Djokovic or something like that? But I've heard someone's channel that reportedly Claudio Ranieri, of course, has just been sacked from Fulham reportedly. So that's another manager, being sacked. It was only just recently, Claude Puel had just been sacked from Leicester as well. Obviously, Leicester recommended Brendan Rodgers, but reportedly it's just said that Claudio Ranieri's been sacked from Fulham. He obviously got sacked from Leicester as well, even though in his first season with Leicester, he won the Premier League, with Leicester City, in that, good season, that Leicester had, in that fairy tale season, Leicester had. Claudio Ranieri, as I said, he's managed quite a lot of teams in his managerial career. I think I remember him managing Chelsea at one point. I think he's managed quite a few other teams as well. Haven't, really looked on his profile. But of course, Fulham, are likely to go down this season. I think Huddersfield will probably go down this season as well. Probably Southampton may just stay up, I don't know, but they definitely are fighting relegation as we all currently know in the process. But yeah, as I did currently say, so Man United have got plans, to get recruitments in the summer, as we all know. And as I did say, there is quite a few players, of course, that Manchester United have been linked with, as we all currently know. So reports do emerge today that Man United have got a few targets on their radar. As I said, reports have come out today in relation to Joao Felix. I've reported you about him, that young 19-year-old Benfica player, on a regular basis. So it said that reportedly Manchester United are reportedly interested in Joao Felix. It says with today in the media, Manchester United as well as Manchester City have reportedly been in talks with Benfica over potential transfer for Joao Felix. We are aware that he will cost it in the region of around £100 million, maybe just a bit more than £100 million, because he has got a buyout clause, I think, of around £105 million. But Manchester United have actually expressed their interest in him. Man United have instructed scouts, to keep a close eye out on this 19-year-old youngster. He is called Felix. Reportedly, he's a very, very good player, this Felix, as well. He's a very, very good player, is this Felix. As I did say, he only broke into the Benfica first team last year, but reportedly since he broke into the Benfica first team, his performances have been very, very good indeed. Liverpool had an initial £61 million bid turned down for him back in January as well. But if Man United are willing to pay, around £100 million for him in the summer, that would probably convince, Benfica to sanction him off. But he has been a potential target for Manchester United as well as this Joao Felix. But it said Man United and Man City have reportedly now been in negotiations of coming to an agreement, to get Felix. I think a few teams have expressed their interest in him as well. He hasn't yet made his senior debut for his national team, Portugal, as we all currently know, but he's capable of playing in other positions, so he's versatile. I think he's mainly a winger, that's where he's been mainly operating as a Benfica player as well. But it still says Manchester United have showed their interest in Felix, as confirmed. There's been other targets that have been mentioned in the media as well. I do want to give you an update on them as well. We do know that Manchester United, we've been linked to who's the player we've been linked to now. There's been talks going on that Manchester United have reportedly showed an interest in Ivan Rakitic, that Barcelona midfielder. It's also said that Inter Milan are interested in Ivan Rakitic as well. Ivan Rakitic, of course, he's a bit old now, to be quite honest with you. He's 30 years of age, is Ivan Rakitic. Of course, he's highly experienced, as I said, and he has got a good pedigree now as a player, in terms of winning, silverware and all that, and most of his silverware he has won and achieved has come, at Barcelona. I think this is his 5th season now with Barcelona, but it said Inter Milan have been interested in him. It did say previously Chelsea had showed an interest in Ivan Rakitic as well. But I think Man United have identified him as a possible summer target. He can play as an attacking midfielder, he can play as a central midfielder. He has got a lot of good physical attributes as Ivan Rakitic, as we all currently know. He has still got a current deal with Barcelona until 2021. He can either play as an attacking mid or a central mid, as we all know. But he is a bit old now, to be quite honest with you. But a few teams have expressed their interest in him. But the narrative has come out about this because reportedly, as we all know, Barcelona have got quite a few midfielders. And obviously Barcelona last summer confirmed the signing of Frankie de Jong. They come to an agreement with Ajax, and a fee come to an agreement of around £65 million. But obviously it's a year in advance, so he's not going to be officially playing for Barcelona, Frankie de Jong, until the new season. But reports have been coming out about Ivan Rakitic possibly leaving because he could find game time very, very difficult, and he could be surplus to requirements. When currently Frankie de Jong does arrive at Barcelona in the new season as well. I don't know how much basically Ivan Rakitic would cost, to be quite honest with you. But I think from Ivan Rakitic's perspective, I think he insists that he's very, very happy with Barcelona. He has no intentions of leaving Barcelona anywhere. But throughout his playing career, he actually began his career with Basel. Where did Ivan Rakitic won the Swiss Cup with them. He had a couple of years. He had 3.5 years was it with Schalke. He had a good couple of years with Sevilla. I think he won the Europa League with Sevilla as well. Did Ivan Rakitic, and then now he's been at Barcelona since 2014. And I think he's achieved about 12 major honours at Barcelona as well. But he's 30. He is Croatian as well. No, he's a very, very good midfielder. A lot of tenacity about his play. He's very tenacious, as I said. Very, very good on the ball. Very distinctive in his play. And he possibly would be a good addition, in our squad as well. And, considering now, you'd probably would maybe get him for a reasonable fee, considering that he's age 30 now, Ivan Rakitic, but he's still under contract with Barcelona till 2021. Of course, there were reports coming out the other day, as we all know as well. There hasn't been much more information on it, that Manchester United were reportedly interested in Bruno Fernandes, that young Sporting Lisbon midfielder. Of course, he's 24 years of age, is this Bruno Fernandes. He does play for Sporting Lisbon, of course, as we all know. Of course, reportedly, this Bruno Fernandes, it did say in the media that Man United have made some kind of contact. So, according to a report from Portugal, it did say Man United had made contact, with Bruno Fernandes' representatives of a possible summer move. There's been nothing much more updated on it. Did say Liverpool had also been interested in this Bruno Fernandes as well. He's got a release clause reportedly of around £90 million as this player reportedly. Initially, Sporting Lisbon, I think, just paid an initial £8 million for him from Sampdoria, and for the entirety of his playing career, he has played in Italy. This player, but he's only very, very young in his prime. He's 24 years of age. He is Portuguese. Is this Bruno Fernandes? But he has got a release clause of around £90 million, as we all know. He has got a release clause of around £98 million as this player. He has got a release clause of around £98 million as this player reportedly. But as Dick Killen say, he spent the entirety of his playing career in Italy. This Bruno Fernandes, 24 years of age. I think he's versatile as well. I think he can play in other positions. I think he can play as an attacking mid. I think he can also play as a central mid, and I think he can actually operate as a second striker, this player as well. So his versatility is very, very good indeed. But it did say Man United had showed an interest. Of course, as well, another possible target, Manchester United, who they could, who we could still go for in the summer, is possibly, Milan Skriniar. Of course, Manchester United were heavily linked, with Milan Skriniar last summer, of course. But obviously, Inter Milan were demanding that he's worth around 76 million pounds. The last time I heard the news about Milan Skriniar, reportedly it did say that he was on the brink of coming to an agreement of a new contract with Inter Milan, but he's just recently turned 24 years of age, so he is very, very young in his prime. I think he'd be a great addition, and he would be a good leader in our back line, if we could, come to some sort of agreement in the summer. But it did currently say he's on the verge, last time I read about it, he was on the verge of signing a new contract with Inter Milan, only 24. He's Slovakian. Inter Milan paid an initial £20 million for him from Sampdoria, as we all currently know as well. But Manchester United, of course, were linked with him last summer as well, and he was the best Slovakian player in, was it 2016, because he got got nominated the best Slovakian player, was it? Something like that as well, Milan Skriniar. But yeah, Manchester United did identify him as one of the major targets for this summer, as I said. So he got mentioned. I think Man United may still consider going for him in the summer, Milan Skriniar, because we do need a strong central defender without a shadow of a doubt. What is there? And we know also too the number one major priority target has been Napoli's Koulibaly as well. That could be now our summer move for Koulibaly could be in jeopardy to be quite honest with you, because the reports do say now Napoli may not be willing to do any business in the summer, and maybe from Koulibaly's perspective he feels committed to the club, he feels very very happy with Napoli, even though it came out the other day in the press, or was it last week, his agent had revealed basically, he didn't say out about Man United, but he did currently say he ruled him out making a move to Juventus. So he did say he wouldn't betray Napoli by joining Juventus, and this is what his agent said in relation to Koulibaly as well. And we do know he's got really, really good physical attributes. He's versatile, he's very, very good in the air. And we do know he would be a great, great major signing if we were to get him in the summer. We know he would cost us at least in the region of £90 million to get him in the summer. If Napoli, of course, are willing to do any business. In the process, we had 3 bids turned down for him. The recent one, of course, was £95 million. He's still got a contract, don't forget, with Napoli till 2023. Napoli only paid an initial £7 million for him from Genk, but obviously they'll, in terms of financially, they'd make a huge, huge profit on the player. But I don't think Napoli will be bothered about making that huge, huge profit, because Napoli do know how much of an essential player he is to their team. He flourished under Maurizio Sarri. Now he's flourishing fantastically well under Carlo Ancelotti as well. He's still 27 years of age, so he has still got a lot of years ahead of him, as we all currently know. But we do know that the rumours do continue to persist with him being linked with a move to Old Trafford, for the summer as well. So we have got a few potential targets, we have been interested in as well. And of course, if Lukaku, does leave Manchester United in the summer, of course, we'll obviously, have to try and find a replacement for him as well. But the main part of this video is Manchester United Southampton prediction. I'm going to go Man United win, 3-0, as I currently said earlier on in the video. But as I did say, in relation, to David De Gea, there has been a narrative going on in the media today that reportedly if Man United are not willing to make him the club's best played player alongside Alexis Sanchez and all that, he could possibly leave. He does want to, sign a new contract to Manchester United, but he's demanding a big wage increase, and he wants the similar sort of wages, to what currently Alexis Sanchez is receiving. So he wants to earn around the same wages as Sanchez is receiving as David De Gea. This is what he's demanding. Reportedly Manchester United and Ed Woodward and that are not preparing to meet what David De Gea and his agent is currently demanding. So we'll have to more things, of course, we'll update on it as I currently said. And it was good of what Ole Gunnar Solskjaer came out in the press and said today, as we all currently know. He compared James Garner to Michael Carrick. So basically Solskjaer thinks he's got a great future at the club, James Garner, and he did say he's only 17, James Garner. He did compare James Garner to Carrick, so he has compared him to one of the greatest midfielders of the modern era, in Michael Carrick, of course, who he's coaching now. So what he's saying is Solskjaer, he can, this James Garner, can emulate into the next Michael Carrick, and this is what Solskjaer said, and he does believe Solskjaer's got faith in him, trustworthy, but Solskjaer did say he has this James Garner has the same mould as Michael Carrick, and this is what Solskjaer explained. Solskjaer did say, as I forgot to mention, that James Garner could be involved against Southampton as well, as he did currently confirm. So he probably does have a great future at the club, does James Garner as well. But yeah, this is what Ole Gunnar Solskjaer said in the process today. But as I did currently say, Solskjaer did say when he came into the club, he's going to get everybody, the team, to express themselves, get them enjoying playing football again, as he's currently done, which is very, very good indeed. And I do believe Solskjaer can elevate his team forward. He can get us into that commanding position if we can get some new additions into the club in the summer as well. Martial, I think, is set to return from injury soon, as I did currently say, but more things will update in the process of Anthony Martial. As I currently said. So yeah, guys, anyway, drop your comments, likes below on the channel, guys. If you do consider subscribe, as always, guys, and if you do consider, drop your likes, as I said, and if you do consider subscribe, as I do keep saying, and take care, God bless, guys, and I'll see you all again on my next video.